Very sorry about that. Fine. Hey, yo. SK Twins TV. And I just want to talk about a little bit of live chat, talking about what's next for Lomachenko, possibly. Not really sure what he should take next, but if you ask me, Mikey Garcia is the best fight that there's a probability that he will actually take. I don't see him taking a fight against Terence Crawford or nah, I definitely don't see that. Crawford, it's at 140. Will Lomachenko go up another £5? At the moment, probably not. In the near future, most definitely possible. But immediate matches for Lomachenko right now, and somebody who can give him a challenge at that weight division, it has to be Mikey Garcia. If you think about it, Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, has the counter-attacking capabilities. Sorry, I'm just going to fix the mic. So he has the counter-attacking ability. He has the quick combinations. He has the quick combinations. He has he's really good off his back foot. Sorry, he's a fantastic boxer. He can box consistently for 12 rounds, and if Lomachenko is going to walk onto any shots like the way he did against Linares, then he will definitely face some problems against a guy like Mikey Garcia. I mean, Mikey Garcia is a sharpshooter. If he wants to counterattack you, he will sharpshoot you all night, and he's very quick as well with it, with his counterattacks. If you're in the right kind of distance for him, Mikey's quick. He moves his feet too well. Yeah, he'll really be able to capitalize if Lomachenko gets confident and wants to get on the inside and really trades with Garcia, which I don't really see Lomachenko trying to do. If you noticed against Linares, he was really, when he was moving his feet, he was boxing, just touching on 2 pieces and 3 pieces and just moving away. Lomachenko looked fantastic. He looked $1,000,000. Because when he was in distance and he would try and trade with Linares or stay in there for too long, you'd notice Linares would catch him with shots, would catch him with counters, would catch him with crosses. Hence, that time Lomachenko got way too confident and walked right into a right hand and dropped him on his bum. So, and I just feel that Mikey Garcia would do that a lot worse. Would be even more effective at that if Lomachenko was to play that kind of game plan. But that's not to say Lomachenko won't win the fight. I still think he is at an advantage against a guy like Garcia, and it's nonetheless though it's a very interesting kind of fight. I mean, the other guys at that weight division for Lomachenko, I mean, they're not really entirely ready yet. Guys like Tank Davis, I don't think Tank Davis is ready yet for Lomachenko. I think he should definitely fight a few more people. Who else you got? You got Devin Haney. He's way too young. He's not fought enough guys. And I'm talking about guys who actually want the fight, because the thing is, there's a lot of people, but none of them have came out saying they want the fight. Or these guys are calling Lomachenko out, but they're just not ready yet. They ain't ready yet. I'm drinking Vimto out of a wine glass, by the way. That's not actual wine. It's fucking Vimto. Now, the thing about Lomachenko is he's ready to fight anybody. I mean, he's not Like, he's not hiding from anybody. He clearly wants to fight everyone. He clearly wants the biggest challenge out there. And I think we're at a place where it's pretty much looking for someone who can stand up to Lomachenko, someone who's big enough and who's bad enough to actually hurt him and affect him in some kind of way, some type of way. He keeps going up divisions. He keeps fighting guys who are bigger than him, and he keeps finishing them. So I mean, look at Linares. Linares is a lot bigger than Lomachenko. Fucking huge. But yeah, that was a great fight the other day. Fantastic bout. Um, Mikey Garcia is most definitely the best fight for him out there. We'll see. See what happens. Um, even a Linares rematch. I think people would watch that because I mean it was a draw. The judges had it a draw up to the point where Linares got finished. So hey, who's to say that a ref wasn't half a second too early in stopping the fight? Because if he at least even asked Linares, "Are you okay? Can you continue?" I reckon Linares would have said yes. I don't think he would have said no. He's not that type of fighter. Fucking Venezuelan badass. That's what he is. He's an animal. But we'll switch gears up. I just want to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about Amir Khan. And we're just going to talk about like what he's done for British boxing in the last 10 years, say, 10 to 15 sort of years. From when 2004 he was in the Olympics and what have you, just under 15 years. And he's managed to change the landscape of British boxing, and I'll explain why. And I don't mean single-handedly just from his performances or things he's done, but the boom in British boxing, if you like, after 2004 was absolutely positively all to do with Amir Khan. Now, the reason I say that is because, excuse me, excuse me, in 2004, he was the sole representative for Great Britain in the Olympics. If you look back and check, he was only 17 years old. I remember being 13 or 14 at the time. And he was a sole representative. Imagine looking forward to the Olympics. Imagine representing a country like Britain with such a great history, such a great reputation in sports. And all that pressure on you, all the media attention, everybody in Britain pretty much expecting you to win, expecting you to come back with a gold medal, or well, that's the pressure anyway, and it's always like that for British athletes. Um, and at such a tender age of 17, being the sole representative for Great Britain in the Olympics, he got all the way to the finals. And in the finals, he was only 17. He was fighting a guy who was 33 years old, I remember. And he was one of Cuba's highly rated amateur boxers, like the highest level. And the Cubans, if you know about your boxing, then you should know about Cuba's amateur boxing program. And they train like animals. Those kids have to train so hard. The level is so high. It's so competitive. Where it's it's actually scary if you compare them to other countries. Cuba actually keeps their fighters amateur for longer so they can go on and win the Olympics again and win more golds at the Worlds, at the Commonwealth Games or whatever. I don't know if Cuba actually compete in the Commonwealth Games, but the World Championships, the Olympics, obviously their regional games, the South America games, what have you. Sorry, that might be Central America, but you know what I mean. You get the idea. And they produce such a high level. They produce such a high level of competitors that go on and do really, really well. And Khan was facing one of them in the final. He done really good. He got a silver medal, and after all of that, after the Olympics, forget about the Olympics, forget about who he fought. The British Board of Boxing Control what they done was they noticed like the boom in the interest of boxing because of Khan and what he's went and done. And they pumped a lot of money into the game. There are huge amounts of money into the game where the next Olympics in 2008 and 2012 and 2016, we had the likes of Billy Joe Saunders, James DeGale, George Groves. More recently, we had Anthony Joshua. Obviously, we had um, uh, but even more recently than that, sorry, we had Joe Joyce coming through. The Commonwealth Games has produced people like lately, people like Josh Taylor from Scotland, who's blowing up into a huge star in boxing. Um, Obviously, Josh Kelly in England. Many guys. Daniel Dubois. Um, the list keeps going on and on and on and on. Heavyweights, I mean David Price. They picked David Price for the English team. I'm pretty sure to train up in Sheffield over Tyson Fury. Now that's a weird one, isn't it? You think about it, but do you know what I mean? And we had like Audley Harrison, which sorry was actually 2000 Olympics, but still, I mean, there's so much talent coming through, and it was after 2004 there was a real serious boom. Um, can't remember this other dude. Can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but there was a massive boom in British boxing, and he really helped propel the game in for Britain to understand the selectors and the people, the coaches in the School of Sport in Sheffield. Not just them, sorry, but the government in general and just the British Board of Boxing Control just helped them realise in their minds how much boxing is loved by the British fans and the public, and how they need to put more money into it and keep producing these champions because there is talent out there. There is. Britain's a fighting country. There's a lot of talent here. There's a lot of rough gems that just need polished, you know. Um, but they come from certain areas, what have you, and they've got barriers in their way. So, and seeing the success that Can brought to the game, they pumped a lot of money into it. And like I said, all these names that I mentioned, they produced so much talent that's now flourishing in the game. If you look, I mean, a lot of pro fighters right now who are fighting at a high level who are English have came through Sheffield and came through that development program they have there at the School of Sport with coaches like Rob McCracken. I mean, he's been in the game for years and years and years, and he really knows his stuff. He really knows his stuff. He's made Anthony Joshua's game so solid, but kept the fundamentals of boxing alive in his game, which is fundamentally important because you can't just become a power puncher just because you're a professional now and forget about your quick feet, your movement, and your combinations and your shot selection like an amateur, because there's a lot of things from amateur you want to take into pro, but there's a lot of things you don't want to take with you. But there's a lot of elements of amateur boxing that you do want to take on to the professional game that can make life a little bit easier for you. And anybody out there who actually knows about boxing will know exactly what I'm talking about. Things like the footwork, things like the quick combinations, just to rack up the points in a match, in a round, touching the guy, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, quick, not too much power on them. All these elements are good. Obviously, amateurs don't sit on the punches as well and what have you, and da, so on and so forth. But yeah, I think Can should be respected a bit more for that because I just feel that the fans, and it's not really the fans' fault completely. It's the big promotions. I know Eddie Hearn has signed him now, but for a long time he wasn't signed with them, and because Eddie Hearn obviously has, excuse me, Kell Brook on his books, he was always sort of against Can. He was always sort of out saying stuff against Amir Khan. So because of that sort of media outlook, he's always sort of been portrayed in a negative light, and he's only really remembered by his losses. People always like to talk about Amir Khan getting knocked out and he's got a glass jaw. I mean, here, look, anybody who knows anything about boxing, those shots that have knocked Amir Khan out would knock any man out. Honestly, I'll tell you that for a fact. Any man would get knocked out cold with those shots, especially that knockout from Canelo Alvarez, a serious power puncher. And what about Danny Garcia? I mean, that guy's a natural knockout punch guy. And you're trying to say Khan's got a glass jaw because he got knocked down twice and he actually got up and was finished on his feet against Danny Garcia. So get that. Canelo obviously would knock many people out at 147, 140, you know what I mean? It's just quite silly, to be honest. Guys like Kell Brook get finished by people. Anybody who's decent, he fights, he gets finished. He's beat one decent guy like Sean Porter, which I give him props for. But other than that, what have you done? You've got knocked out of Golovkin. You've been knocked out of Errol Spence. Who are you beating exactly? Amir Khan. Who's he beating? I'll tell you right now who he's beating. So next time anyone who says to you, "Oh, Khan, each shite gets beaten, he's got a glass jaw," and 99% of the time that's casual armchair coaches telling you that. You know what I mean? Just chatting shit. But here you're here, and I'll tell you now, and you better remember it and don't forget it. So Amir Khan, who has he fought who is relevant? I'll tell you fucking right now who he's fought who's relevant. Now, he beat Andre Kotelnik for the junior welterweight world title. At that time, Kotelnik was a force. Let's go and look back. At that time, he was a force and to be reckoned with. Now, he beat Paulie Malignaggi. Again, in 2010, at that time, Malignaggi was still a force. And he was after fighting Amir, he was going to go on and win his second world title at 147. So definitely not a shady fight or an easy gimme fight, if you like. Then he fought Zab Judah to become a two-time world champion. Again, Zab Judah beat Floyd Mayweather for 4 clear rounds before Floyd obviously took over and started to dominate. But 4 clear rounds. Zab Judah beat Floyd Mayweather and actually nearly dropped him as well. Watch that fight. Go back, watch it. Educate yourself. Pretty much dropped Floyd. Pretty much called him an absolute beauty. I mean, shit. Zab Judah. And then after that, he fought Lamont Peterson, another high-level opponent who was on steroids. Which still, that fight, I thought Amir won. But hey, he lost his titles there. Then he went on and he fought Danny Garcia, who he lost to. He got knocked out. Again, a guy who's extremely high level. Beating Lucas Matisse. You know, guys like that. He's beaten Amir Khan. He's had a couple of strange fights as well. Huerta, was it Huerta? The Argentinian boy? Robert Huerta, I think. Doesn't matter. But that guy beat Danny Garcia over 12 rounds and they robbed him and they gave the decision to Danny Garcia. But if you actually watch that fight, 12 rounds overall, Huerta or whatever his name is, done the business. Obviously lost to Keith Thurman. A very close fight though. 50-50 fight. So I mean Danny Garcia ain't no bum either. Then who we got? He beat Luis Collazo, respected guy 147. He absolutely mollywopped the fuck out of Devin Alexander. Now anybody who watched that fight, come on, Khan absolutely dominated. Start to finish. Clear-cut domination. Never gave him a round. Never gave him even a minute of a round. Never gave him 30 seconds of a fucking round. Devin Alexander, world-class talent, made to look quite amateurish that night. And then Amir fought Canelo Alvarez. Wasn't a great fight to take. And I think it was just something he really wanted to do because he wanted that Floyd fight, which actually would have been a decent fight. But don't get me wrong, Floyd would beat him overall, but I'm just saying it'd be a great fight because styles make fights. And that's a great stylistic matchup with Khan's speed, accuracy, timing, reflexes, just in and out. He'd give a guy like Floyd problems because Floyd at times can be stationary. However, he moves around, and when Khan would be overreaching when he's throwing his two and three pieces, and sometimes he drops his hands and he just shoots straight. Floyd would catch him in those little exchanges. Would be pull counter, bat, bat, and slipping. Uh, you'd see a variety of different things that Floyd would be able to exploit Khan with. But hey, man, it'd be a good fight, and that was touted to be a not bad fight. I mean, honestly, he. Well, I'm talking to you now, Jason. Good to have you on, mate. I just wanted to keep talking while someone would um, pop on. Amir, after he fought Canelo Alvarez, obviously he took some time out and now he's came back. He came back against Phil Greco not long ago, and he finished Phil Greco really really quickly. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a very easy fight. That wasn't a fight that he should actually be taking, but he was out for 2 years, so I mean, what can you say? But there's still so many big fights for Can out there. And I just feel he should be more respected. I think he's given more respect in America than he actually is in the UK, which is quite annoying to be honest. But the Americans seem to love him. Um, and well, I'm just talking about how I think that in Britain he's not really respected as much as he should be for what he's done after the 2004 Olympics. Sort of the British Board of Boxing Control started to put a lot more money into the game, and the Olympics after that in 2008 and 2012 and 2016, you've seen so much talent come through uh, England's setup. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I agree with you 100%, my man. Um, but in your opinion, what do you think? Like, just tell me in a comment. Who do you see Can fighting next? What's a good fight for him? I still think there's a lot of big fights for Amir Khan out there, and I think he's a blockbuster fighter still, and he could sell out massive arenas. I mean, in your opinion, what do you think? What what do you think about him fighting Adrian Broner, Jason? I think Adrian Broner. I think that's a fantastic matchup for Khan right now. I think it'd sell a lot of tickets, sell a lot of pay-per-views. It's big fight. Yeah, that's a good fight as well. That's a good fight. But what do you think about Kell Brook? Because I think Kell Brook is one of the most overrated fighters, to be honest. Because he's fought what? He beat Sean Porter, and he got knocked out of Triple G, and he got knocked out of Errol Spence. Who's he beating? Yeah, I agree with you. It's a huge fight, mate. It's a big fight. It's a big fight. But I'm asking you, who's Kell Brook fought? Other than getting knocked out of Triple G, Errol Spence, and obviously he beat Sean Porter. You have to give him props. You have to give him props for beating Sean Porter. I give Kell Brook big props for that. Do you know what I mean? Because he won a world title there, and everybody thought he was going to lose that fight, and he went to America, and he beat Sean Porter in his own background. So, what can you really say about that? Kell Brook showed his true class that night. He showed that he's a world class operator. But at the same time, man, like other than that, who the fuck's he been fighting? Amir Khan's fought. Do you know what I mean? Like Kell Brook's respected more than the UK in the UK than Amir Khan. Amir Khan's fought Kotelnik. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought Marcos Maidana. He fought Paulie Malignaggi years ago when he was still good. He fought Zab Judah. What about Zab Judah? Do you know what I mean? Bro, did you watch Zab Judah when he fought against Floyd Mayweather years ago? And did you see him, like the trouble Zab Judah gave Floyd? Do you know what I mean? Zab Judah ain't no fucking bum. No, well, he's good enough though. I mean, he's a world class operator. Come on, you can't deny his boxing IQ. It maybe didn't have a lot of power in his punches, but hey, he was a top level. Nah, I don't know about that. Judah still had a world title, so I think he was just in the where he could fight. When Danny Garcia fought Zab Judah, he was over the hill, definitely over the hill. What about Marcos Maidana? What do you think about Marcos Maidana when Khan fought him? If you watched it, that was a good fight in my opinion, and it showed a lot. It showed a lot for him. No, 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 no. Yeah, I am. But see, to be honest, mate, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I just love boxing in general, and I love just the big fights, and I love putting together all the just the best fights out there. That's all. That's all. And I just think that Can's a little bit. He's just underestimated in Britain. That I just think he's not hyped up as much as maybe he once was. That's all. Yeah, of course I did. What a fight! Yeah. You know what, man? Lomachenko really impressed me in that fight because Linares was giving him a lot of problems. He was giving him a lot of problems there, and when it got to the 10th round, do you know the judges had it as a draw? Like that fight was even. Then Lomachenko just brought it out, just picked that beautiful body shot, and just fucking put him down, man. Come back right to the body, man. And Linares, I mean, he's a great fighter. But man, a little bit bitter sweet for me because see the referee. Like, what do you think, Jason? Do you think see that referee, right? Honestly, do you think maybe he could have gave Linares maybe half of a second more just to because see usually refs when they're doing the count, they'll ask the fighter when he stands up, "Are you okay? Can you continue?" And if the fighter says yes, they let them continue. No, 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 no. Can's not in my top five pound for pound. No, 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 not at all. Uh, I don't think he's got enough power to fuck with the guys at the top. For me, it's yeah, no, but do you think he did though? Because he got back up. So do you think the ref could have maybe let that go on? Because I think maybe the ref could have let that go on because there's 2 rounds left. Linares has got enough cardio to last the full fight. I mean, both fighters' conditioning wasn't low at all. Do you know what I mean? How do you mean he quit? He stood back up. He got back up. Do you know what I mean? But and the ref obviously weighed off. But hey, what can you do? I'll tell you my pound for pound top five, and you tell me what you think. Um, at the moment, it could be number one spot could be either Lomachenko, it could be Crawford, or it could be Triple G. For me, the number one spot could be either of those 3 guys, and then after that, you've got either Errol Spence. Um, uh, I want to chuck Usyk in there because I think Usyk's really good. Technically, with movement, what have you, his boxing IQ. A guy like maybe even Mikey Garcia, chuck him in there. Pound for pound, these guys are all looking sick. So what's that? So that was so I'll just give you a five. Let's just say Triple G number one, yeah. Let's just say number two Lomachenko, number three. Let's just say Terence Crawford. Number four, let's say number four Usyk. I'll go for Usyk. No, and number five I'll go for Canelo. Ooh, see that's a big one. See that's a tricky fight. I mean, I really like that Mikey Garcia's counter-attacking. I think his counter-attacking is sick. Like I just think he's on another level when it comes to on the back foot and picking those shots. Like he's a proper sharpshooter. His boxing IQ is really high. It's a 50-50 fight, man. It's a 50-50 fight. Um, but overall, I'd have to go with Lomachenko. He just brings a little bit more to the table, more variety. just a little bit more versatility. Uh, Joshua or Wilder, pound for pound. Joshua could be, in my book, he could be pound for pound soon, but just not yet. I think it's a little bit too early for him. Just a little bit too early. Wilder, I just think technically he's not really that sound, you know. But yeah, yeah, he's undefeated. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'll tell you what. Tell you what. If Deontay Wilder can beat Tyson Fury and he can beat Anthony Joshua, those two guys, I'll put him in my top five. Do you know what I mean? Because nah, but see, to be honest, you've got a point. No, I was just about to mention that. I was just about to mention that. The Ortiz fight actually he impressed me. He actually proved to me that he's got more than just a windmill attack. Do you know what I mean? But still, man, like other than Ortiz, who's old as fuck, man, he's over the hill. Who the fuck's he really fought? Who the fuck's he beat? Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those ones, man. I'd put Anthony Joshua in the top five over him first, but at the moment, I wouldn't put any of those two in it. I'd put Tyson Fury in it. Put Tyson Fury in pound for pound. You know, I think he's pound for pound. He's right up there. I really do. And I genuinely think Tyson Fury's going to come in. He's gonna beat these guys. He's going to be the top heavyweight again, the lineal champion. True, true. But he's fought a lot of bums. Though. That's what I'm trying to say to you, mate. Look at all the guys he's fought. A lot of bums. Um, but I genuinely do feel though that Wilder's improved a lot as times went on. I think he gets better fight by fight. He improves. He really is, and he's getting technically more sound. As you mentioned in the Ortiz fight, he did look all right in that fight. He showed a lot of heart. He's yeah. In my view, I think Fury's better than both of them, bro. Fury never lost his belt, so do you know what I mean? I think Fury beats. I think Fury beats the two of those guys uh, quite handily as well. Who Tyson Fury? Well, Steve Cunningham's a decent. I rated Steve Cunningham as quite a decent heavyweight. When you talking about Fury, or you talking about Joshua? Which one you talking about? Fury, I think. Yeah, I rated Cunningham at the time. Yeah, Fury. Yeah. So Steve Cunningham, he fought Steve Cunningham. Off the top of my head right now, I can't remember. He's had some dodgy fights too. Um, and he made he made I think he made easier work out of Vladimir Klitschko than Joshua did as well. And he did a bit. Joshua got in a full-fledged war with the guy. Tyson Fury danced around him and made him look never even got touched off him, to be honest. He barely got touched that night. Um, and I don't think Wilder could beat Vlad in that same way either. I think I think Wilder would have a hard time with Vlad as well. Like you'd have a war with him and get caught. Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. It was in his hometown, home country. Sorry, I don't know if it was in his hometown. It was in Dusseldorf, home country, home support. Do you know what I mean? So he really should have. He really should have done something. But see, my guy out of all these heavier dudes, it's the cruiserweight Usyk. I really rate Usyk. I really rate him highly. Yeah, he fought a lot of bums too, Klitschko, in those 11 years. And do you remember? Yeah, do you remember when Lennox Lewis fought him? That was a good fight years ago. I was a little kid at that point, man. Fucking hell. Um, what do you think of Usyk? Do you think he's? I think he could. I think if he moves to heavyweight, he could do really well as well. But he's a little bit small. A little bit small. Usyk. Yeah, I really like Usyk. There's something about him. He's got that. He's got that. He's quite special. He's quite special. He's different, and The way he fights, man, he's fucking good to watch, man. It's fucking good to watch. What do you think about Errol Spence? I rate him the top 147 guy. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. That's what I was thinking and all. Like maybe light heavyweight, but like nah, not heavyweights. They're a bit too big for him. Who's your top 147 guy right now? My top guy 147 is Errol Spence. I think he's gonna reign for quite a lot of years. Yeah, you're right. The big bastards, man. That's Tyson Fury's like fucking 6'8" or something, 6'9", isn't he? Tall as fuck. So's Deontay Wilder. Fucking massive. But yeah, thing is, man, we just need to see more 50-50 fights in boxing in general because MMA is taking over because the UFC puts on cards where it's 50-50 fights from the bottom of the prelims all the way up to the main event. You know what I mean? The main card and the co-main event to the main event. Yeah, Spence is a fucking beast. I love watching Spence fight. But yeah, boxing needs more 50-50 fights, just like Lomachenko and Linares. We need more of those. We need more Wilder Ortiz. We need more of that. Do you know what I mean? We need more those type of fights. Uh, and just like these younger guys are coming through who are challenging Lomachenko. Yeah, Spence Crawford, man. That's a big fight, man. That's a big, big, big fight. Huge. It's just, and I really want to see these fights. I really want to see like these younger guys, like Devin Haney. You've got Tank Davis, and you've got what have you? Even Shakur Stevenson. All these younger guys coming through. Put them on Lomachenko's undercards so we can watch them fight. We can watch them win. Let's build up a wee bit of rivalry, man. Do you know what I mean? And maybe we can get these fights in the near future between Tank Davis and Lomachenko and what have you. Yeah, there does. There definitely needs to be less belts. Definitely, man. Doesn't need to be 5 belts per fucking division, man. That's pretty pathetic, man, to be honest. And that's not to mention all the Diddy belts, all the unknown belts that no one's ever heard of. Do you know what I mean? Like that one that Eubank Jr. had. All these crazy ass belts, man. You're right, bro. There should be only one world title for each division. You know, it'd make things a lot easier. It'd make things because it's too confusing to the fans, man. The fans fucking yeah, yeah. What is it? WBO, IBF, WBA, WBC, and the ring belt, innit? Yeah, there's those 5. That's fucking 5 belts, man. When you think about it, man, it's fucking so stupid, man. Why have you got 5 different belts, man? That's fucking stupid, man. The WBA, oh yeah, because there's a WBA regular champion and then there's the thingy one. Yeah, you're right. That's fucking so stupid, man. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, like MMA, like the UFC have got it good because it's one champion per division, but they fuck up a little bit too because there's too much weight difference between each division. I like how in boxing there's a division every couple of pounds there's a division, but there should only be one belt per division, not fucking 5. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's not as interesting. It's not as good. Um, yeah, yeah, UFC, they've done interim titles for a while, but that's another really annoying thing because in the UFC, they barely used to use interim titles. They'd only use it if it was like a massive, if you like, a desperate situation. You know what I mean? It was desperation to do it if the champion just is ill or injured all of a sudden. But then now there's interim titles every week, man. They're just throwing one up, man, for each division. It's like it's a bit too much, man. No, they had them before. They had interim titles before. I remember them using it because Henan Barrow was actually no, sorry, Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz was out injured when he was a champion, and they gave Henan Barrow. They gave him the interim. bantamweight title first for a while, and then Dominic Cruz was out again. I think he got injured again, and he was out for even longer. Then they gave Brow the proper normal title after that. And there's a couple of instances like that earlier, but it wasn't too much. And then and then no, but if you look at Cruz's first, if you look at see Cruz's first title run, like when he just got injured, he was they only made Barrow the interim title holder, and then after a while they changed it. But what do you prefer, MMA or what do you prefer, MMA or boxing? Do you check it right now if you are? Can't really remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure. I'll check them out, in fact. Yeah, I'm the same as you. In fact, I'm not gonna check. I can't be fucked. Yeah, I'm the same as you, bro. I actually love all combat sports. I love Muay Thai. I love kickboxing. I even like watching fucking jiu-jitsu, wrestling. I like everything, literally. Uh, can't get enough of boxing though. Like boxing's shit hot, obviously. Uh, but yeah, man, it was good talking to you, bro. I'm gonna head off now, right? Um, you should subscribe to the channel, man. I've got videos coming out every other day. I've got content coming out all the time now. I'm doing breakdowns of fights. I'm doing build-ups to fights, post-fight reactions, and what have you. But yeah, it's good to have you on, bro. Good to have you on. Take it easy. Maybe get you back next time. SK Twins TV. That's another little video for us. Uh, Peace out. Catch you next time.